Good day, everyone. Let's have Biological Sciences Drill Set 1. So I have prepared 25 items for you to comprehend and to understand the topics that is in the Enhanced TOS doon sa Biological Sciences natin. Okay, without further ado, let's start the Drill Set 1. Number 1. Where do producers obtain their energy? Where do producers obtain their energy? A. From other producers. B. From the consumers. C. From the decomposers. Or is it letter D? From the sun. So here in number 1, ang tanong po is, saan daw galing yung energy na ginagamit po ng mga producers para maka-generate po ng kanilang own food? So saan galing daw? Galing po kay Mr. Sun. Okay, the answer here is letter D. Yung mga producers natin, by the way, are organisms na may capability po sila na mag-produce their own food through the process of, di ba, yung photosynthesis, di ba? Photosynthesis. Yan yung involved na ginagamit na ng energy nga galing kay sun, yung sunlight natin, at kino-convert nila using photosynthesis yung carbon dioxide and water into glucose and oxygen, di ba? Remember, pag photosynthesis, yung input natin is yung carbon dioxide and water at saka yung output ng photosynthesis, yung glucose at oxygen or what we call sugar and oxygen. Therefore, yung sagot dito is letter D, from the sun. Yung producers natin, nag-obtain sila ng energy directly from the sun or yung sunlight. Examples of producers, guys, are plants. We have the algae and some other bacteria na nakaka-photosynthesize. Alright? Let's have number 2. Why do you experience not seeing things clearly for some seconds when you enter suddenly a well-lighted room after coming from a dark room? Okay? Why do you experience not seeing things clearly for some seconds when you enter suddenly a well-lighted room after coming from a dark room? Okay? So, options. A. The pupils are not adapted to the dark. Is it letter B? The eyes are adapted to the light. C. The pupils are not dilated yet. Or is it letter D? Light had caused temporary blindness. Sige, anong sagot po dito? Okay, from the question, let's try to visualize po. So, ang nangyayari po is, bakit daw hindi tayo nakaka-experience ng yung the moment that we go out from a dark room, yung makikita natin is medyo blurry po. We cannot see things clearly. So ano pong nangyayari doon sa mata po natin? So ang nangyayari po is that it is letter C. Yung pupils po natin ay hindi pa dilated. Okay? So kapag pumupunta or you upon entering a well-lit room, after coming from a dark room, yung mga pupils po natin ay still constricted po. Meaning to say, small pa po sila because they have not yet dilated. Dilated here means to enlarge. And that because ito po yung moment na nag-aalaw ng more light into your eyes to see better in the brighter environment. Yung sudden exposure po dito sa bright light sa well-lit na room causes the light-sensitive cells sa mata natin to become overstimulated. At dahil dito, it will take some time for the eyes to adjust to the light po, resulting in temporary visual impairment. Okay, please remember, as your pupils dilate po or become larger, yung mata po natin is nag-a-adapt po siya sa brighter environment at yung vision po natin will return to normal as time goes by. Okay, so number 2 here is letter C. The pupils are not dilated yet. Let's have number 3. What term is used to describe the ability to maintain a constant internal environment? What term is used to describe the ability to maintain a constant internal environment? Is it letter A, metabolism? Is it letter B, growth and development? Is it letter C, homeostasis? Or is it letter D, thermoregulation? Okay, anong sagot? Sa tanong na ito, ang hinahanap po natin is ano daw yung ability po natin na yung body natin is magme-maintain siya ng constant internal environment. So, meaning to say, constant temperature po. So, ang sagot po natin dapat dito is letter C, homeostasis. Yung homeostasis po is yung ability po sa isang organism na makaka-maintain po ng stable and constant internal environment despite po sa changes sa external environment. Ito pong homeostasis po is na-achieve po siya through various physiological processes such as yung tinatawag nating regulation po. So, nire-regulate natin yung body temperature, yung pH level, yung water balance, at saka mga nutrient levels. Again po, si homeostasis, essential po siya sa pag-undergo ng mga proper functioning po sa mga cells natin, yung mga tissues, at saka mga organs. At ang disruption po, if ever there are disruptions sa homeostasis, it can really lead to various health problems. So number 3 po, ang sagot is homeostasis. Let's have number 4. What is the most common cause of cardiovascular diseases? What is the most common cause of cardiovascular diseases? Is it letter A, fatty deposits in the arteries? B, inadequate supply of red blood cells? Is it letter C, lack of sodium in the diet? Or is it letter D, increased heartbeat? Okay? Anong tamang sagot po dito? Question number 4, ang hinahanap po natin is yung primary cause or general cause of cardiovascular diseases. So ang tamang sagot po dito, the best answer here is letter A. Fatty deposits po doon sa arteries natin or doon sa mga arterial walls. So ito po yung most common cause kasi yung build up po ni fatty deposits or yung tinatawag natin na plaque doon sa arteries natin, yan yung makakreate or makagenerate po ng what we call the atherosclerosis. Okay? It can cause the arteries to narrow and harden. Thus, it will reduce blood flow to the heart and other organs. And if ever hindi natin namamalayan, over time po, this can lead to various cardiovascular diseases such as, for example, coronary artery disease, heart attack, at saka stroke. Other risk factors po na ang mangyayari po is including si high blood pressure, smoking, diabetes, obesity, and a sedentary lifestyle. So number 4 is letter A, fatty deposits in the arteries. Let's have number 5. Which is the smallest unit of life that can survive and reproduce on its own? Which is the smallest unit of life that can survive and reproduce on its own? Is it cell, organ, tissues, or population? Ano po ang tamang sagot? Okay? Ang hinahanap po natin is yung smallest unit of life po. Pinakamaliit na unit of life. Ang sagot po dito is letter A, cell. Ang cell po natin is yan yung smallest unit of life natin na pwedeng makasurvive and makareproduce on its own. Ito pong cells natin, again, is the basic building blocks of living organisms na capable of carrying out essential processes such as yung metabolism natin, yung growth natin, at saka reproduction. Another note, si cells po, nag-i-exist siya independently as in the case of unicellular organisms like bacteria and protozoa, or as part of multicellular organisms where they can perform specific functions within tissues, organs, and organ systems. So si cell po, pwede siya maging multicellular or unicellular. So number 5 is letter A, cell, smallest unit of life. Let's go to number 6. Which region of vertebrate forebrain is considered with the neutral endocrine control of visceral activities? Which region of a vertebrate forebrain is considered with the neutral endocrine control of visceral activities? Is it letter A, cerebellum, B, thalamus, C, hypothalamus, or letter D, pituitary? Anong sagot po dito? Okay, ang hinahanap po natin is yung region po sa vertebrate forebrain natin na kinukonsider natin yung neutral endocrine as control po doon sa visceral activities natin. Ang sagot po dito is letter C, hypothalamus. Okay? Ang sagot po is hypothalamus. Yung hypothalamus po natin is involved po siya sa neural and endocrine control sa mga various bodily functions natin, including po si homeostasis, hormone regulation, at saka yung autonomic nervous system control and behavior. Si hypothalamus din is kinukonsider natin as the primary control center po ng autonomic nervous system na nagre-regulate ng visceral activities. Okay? Pag visceral activities, hypothalamus po. Okay? Hypothalamus. At saka, si hypothalamus din, nagko-control din siya ng mga hormone-releasing processes such na galing po sa pituitary gland at nagre-regulate ng mga physiological processes throughout the body. Let's go to number 7. Which of the following is the building block of carbohydrate? Which of the following is the building block of carbohydrate? Is it letter A, amino acid? Is it letter B, nucleotide? Is it letter C, fatty acid? Or is it letter D, monosaccharide? Sige. Anong sagot dito? Okay, ang hinahanap po natin dito is yung building blocks po ng carbohydrate. At ang building blocks of carbohydrate is yung monosaccharide po, letter D. Ito pong monosaccharides are yung mga simple sugars natin na may molecular formula po. Please remember, yung molecular formula ni monosaccharide, yung CH2ON. Okay? CH2ON. Where? Yung N natin can range from 3 to 7. Okay? 3 to 7 po. Magdedepende po iyan. Kasi marami tayong monosaccharides. Examples po is yung, di ba, yung glucose, fructose, at galactose. Yung glucose, glucose, fructose, at galactose. Yung monosaccharides din, pwede natin siyang makombine to form disaccharides, di ba? Such as yung sucrose, yung lactose, at saka maltose. Kasi yung composition niya is, di ba, yung disaccharide, dalawang monosaccharide units. Meron din tayong tinatawag na polysaccharides such as starch, yung glycogen natin, at saka cellulose na nagkukompose siya ng madaming monosaccharide units. At one note, si sugar po is nagsaserve po siya as important energy storage po and structural molecules in the living organisms. Yung mga polysaccharides natin, yung starch, glycogen, at cellulose. Siya po yung nagsaserve as energy storage. Let's have number 8. Why is it necessary? Why it is necessary men have more red blood cells per cubic millimeter of blood than women? Bakit po necessary na yung mga lalaki po is mas madami silang red blood cells per cubic millimeter of blood than women? Is it letter A, man does strenuous activities and need more energy? Is it letter B, they have bigger physique and need more blood? Is it letter C, man wastes more blood cells and need extra? Or is it letter D, they are more prone to anemia disorders? Okay, anong sagot? Ito pong sagot na ay ito pong question na to is very tricky po kasi sa ibang mga resources, iba-iba din po yung sagot. Okay? So for me, I will try to explain this. Bakit po yung sagot ko po is letter A. Man does strenuous activities and need more energy. Okay? I will explain this. So this is my ratio po dito compared to other resources out there. So, nasa sa inyo na po yun kung sino po yung fa-follow nyo. Pero, I will just explain this to you guys para at least alam nyo po kung anong concept po dito. So, si men po daw ay marami silang red blood cells kaysa kay women. Okay, ang reason po dito is that yung mga men or yung mga lalaki tend to have, di ba, mapapansin natin, mas malalaki po yung body size po nila at saka muscle mass. And they are really more likely to engage in physical demanding activities na nagre-require po ng more oxygen. Okay? So, si red blood cells dito, nag-contain ng hemoglobin at yung mga protein po na nag-carry ng oxygen from the lungs to the tissues, and also it has more red blood cells, meaning to say there is more oxygen na tinatransport po patungo po sa muscles and other tissues. Dito po, yung advantage po dito na madaming red blood cells in men is that advantage po siya doon sa mga men po na nag-encounter or naglalaro po. Like for example, yung mga endurance sports such as running, cycling, and swimming. Pero, may pero po dito. Having too many red blood cells po may also increase the risk of certain health problems such as stroke and heart attack, and is a condition po yung tinatawag nating polycythemia. So ang sagot po dito is si man po does strenuous activities. So actually po pwede po ding sagot is si letter B kasi obvious naman na mas madami pong mas malaki po yung physique si men po. Pero ang question po is bakit necessary? Ano po ang purpose ni red blood cells dito? Bakit siya necessary? Okay? Ito po yung key term. Why is it necessary? So, why is it necessary for men? For men to do strenuous activities. Okay? For men to do strenuous activities. So, A po yung best answer po dito. Okay? Let's have number 9. Which of the following is the building blocks of protein? Which of the following is the building blocks of protein? Is it letter A, amino acid? Is it letter B, nucleotide? Is it letter C, fatty acid? Or D, monosaccharide? Okay, kanina carbohydrate yung monosaccharide. So ano po dito si protein? Si protein po dito is si amino acid, letter A. So yung building blocks of proteins are yung mga amino acids natin na organic molecules po sila na nagko-contain ng amino group and a carboxyl group. Okay? Na yung dalawang groups na to, yung functional groups, ina-attach po sa isang central carbon atom. And to date, there are 20 different amino acids po na commonly found in proteins. At isa-isa sa kanila ay may mga unique side chain na nagigive po ng mga specific chemical and physical properties. Ito din pong amino acids po natin is pwede siyang mako-combine po through peptide bonds para maka-form po sa ng mga polypeptide chains. Okay? At saka, kapag nagfo-fold po ito into specific three-dimensional shapes, nagfo-form din sila ng mga functional proteins, okay, na involved po sa mga wide range of biological processes such as enzymic reactions, structural support, communication, and at saka transport of molecules. Okay? So, building blocks of proteins, amino acids. Let's have number 10. Where does protein synthesis take place? Where does protein synthesis takes place? Is it A, ribosomes, lysosomes, endoplasmic reticulum, or Golgi bodies? Anong sagot? So, ang hinahanap po natin dito is saan po ba nangyayari si protein synthesis doon sa cell? Saan po ba? Sa ribosomes po. Si letter A po ang tamang sagot dito. Si protein synthesis, guys, is yung process po na nagbibuild ng new proteins sa galing po kay amino acids. Okay? It takes place sa ribosomes. Okay? Siya po yung factory dyan. Okay? Si ribosomes. Yung ribosomes natin ay yung small organelles na nakikita po sa cytoplasm, okay, ng cells natin at saka sa endoplasmic reticulum. Ito mo ribosomes na ito, it is made up of RNA and protein and are responsible for translating the genetic code in mRNA into sequence of amino acids na nagme-make up doon sa protein natin. At saka, ang nangyayari po pag si protein ay na-synthesize, it can be further modified po at pwede siyang ita-transfer doon sa final destination sa cell na pwede siyang makaka-help ng other organelles such as doon sa endoplasmic reticulum at si Golgi bodies. Okay? Yan po yung area po on which nangyayari si protein synthesis kay ribosomes po. Okay? Let's have number 11. Why are our lips redder than our palm? Bakit po mas red po yung lips natin kaysa sa yung palm natin? Is it A, there is increased blood flow in the lips? Is it letter B, lips are heavily keratinized? Is it letter C, lip epidermis is thinner? Is it letter D, many blood vessels are located around the lips? Anong sagot po dito? Okay? Bakit pula po yung lips natin? Mas pula yung lips natin kaysa yung palm natin. Ang sagot po dito is mas thinner po yung epidermis po ni lips. Okay? Kaysa sa palms natin. Kasi yung lips po natin, nagko-contain po siya ng dense of network of blood vessels po. Specifically yung mga capillaries po natin na nakikita doon sa surface of the skin. Itong capillary supply po sa lips with oxygen and nutrients at meron din siyang oxygenated blood na nagigive ni lips ng isang reddish nga hue. In addition, sa skin po ni lips is thinner po siya. Thinner po talaga siya at than the skin sa palm natin. So it will allow the blood vessels po to be more visible. Okay? This is the key term here. Kasi si si skin po dito nang dahil mas thinner po siya, mas inaalaw po niya si blood vessels na makikita. The more that the blood vessels becomes visible, the more that the lips is much redder po. Alright? Sige, let's have number 12. Which of the following cannot be found in prokaryotes? Which of the following cannot be found in prokaryotes? Is it letter A, cytoplasm, B, plasma membrane, C, membrane-bound nucleus, or is it letter D, DNA? Anong sagot po? Okay, sa 12 po, ang sagot is letter C, membrane-bound nucleus. Okay? Sa prokaryotes po is, di ba, yung unicellular organisms natin nga naglalak po ng membrane-bound nucleus. At naglalak din siya ng mga other membrane-bound organelles. Instead of doing or meron silang mga genetic material, yung material po nila is contained po siya sa isang single cellular, hindi cellular, circular chromosomes po na located po doon sa cytoplasm. Si prokaryotes po, meron silang plasma membrane na doon ini-enclose si cytoplasm at nire-regulate ng movement sa mga substances into and out po sa cell. Okay? So, also, si prokaryotes po, meron silang mga ribosomes which are responsible for protein synthesis and meron din sila cell wall na provide ng structural support. So, yung wala po dito, hindi natin makikita kay prokaryotes is syempre letter C, membrane-bound nucleus. Let's have 13. What do we call the mutation that is brought about by the Earth natural radioactivity? Okay? Ano pong tawag doon sa mutation na binobrought up about by the Earth's natural radioactivity? Is it A, continuous? Is it B, induced? C, lysosomes? D, chloroplast? Anong sagot po dito? Ang sagot po dito is letter B, induced po. Induced mutation po, yung tawag po dito na yung mutation that can be caused by a variety of factors. Yung tinatawag nating Earth's natural radioactivity, yan yung exposure po sa radiation. Diba? Yung radiation natin, it can come into several natural sources such as, diba, yung decay ng decay of radioactive isotopes from human-made sources, di ba, yung X-ray natin or nuclear reactors. At saka, ang nangyayari po dito is, nag-mutate po siya at ito po ang tinatawag nating induced mutation. Ito pong mga mutation na ito, si induced mutation, it can result in changes to the DNA sequence of an organism na makaka-apekto po doon sa phenotype or, di ba, yung phenotype natin, yan yung observable characteristics. Okay? So, brought by Earth's natural radioactivity, induced mutation po, letter B. C and D dito po is distractor lang po. Number 14. Which of the following organelles produce turbo pressure against cell wall and mainly acts as a water reservoir? Is it plastids, vacuole, lysosomes, or chloroplast? So number 14 po, ang sagot po is vacuole, letter B. Diba? Yung, as we remember, yung vacuoles po ay yung mga membrane-bound organelles po na nandun sa cells natin some organisms at saka sa plants, di ba? Si vacuole, nagsaserve po siya ng mga variety of functions po, including acting as yung water reservoir na nagpo-produce po ng turgor pressure. Okay? Please remember, turgor pressure si vacuole against the cell wall. At nagsustore din siya ng mga nutrients and other molecules. Sa plant cells po, trivia, yung central vacuole po ni plant cells, pwede siya makaka-occupy ng 90% po sa cell volume. And its pressure po against the cell wall, it will help to maintain its shape and rigidity. Okay? Si plastids po dito, another type po siya ng organelle na pwede natin makita sa plants. Okay? That includes the chloroplast at saka yung mga other specialized structures. Si lysosome naman, organelle din siya na makikita sa animal cells na nagko-contain ng digestive enzymes. Lastly, si chloroplast dito, organelles din siya, found in plant cells that are involved in, baka kanina, photosynthesis. So, ang sagot dito, 14, vacuole. Vacuole water reservoir. Number 15. What is the branch microbial organisms is used in the creation of genetically modified organisms? Is it A. Pseudomonas vulgaris, B. Bacillus thuringiensis, C. Agrobacterium tumefaciens, or is it letter D. Escherichia coli? Anong sagot? Itong question na to is debatable po. Okay, madaming nag-aaway po dito. Of course, kasi lahat po ng choices are actually used in creating GMO. Lahat po dito. Pero, mayroon tayong best answer, okay? Again, disclaimer po. Ito po ang para sa akin yung best answer. Okay? It's up to you to, well, kung sino po i-follow nyo. Pero I will explain po as easy as I can para at least malaman nyo bakit ito po ang sagot ko. Kasi ang sagot ko po dito is letter D, Escherichia coli. Kasi po, ang hinahanap po natin is branch. Okay? May branch po. Branch microbial organisms. So, meaning to say, si Escherichia coli dito, commonly used po siya ng bacterial organisms na ginagamitan para makakreate ng genetically modified organisms. Kasi po, sa mga microbial organisms, si E. coli po, ginagamit po siya extensively sa mga studies. And it is the one na well understood po by scientists, by the scientific community. Thus, making it a popular choice po for genetic engineering. Kasi usually or in general, ginagamit po siya as host po for the production of recombinant proteins or what we call yung mga enzymes po. Diba? So, ito po yung sagot. Okay, branch microbial organisms sa GMO, Escherichia coli. Letter D. Number 16. What is the branch of zoology that is devoted to the study of fish? Pag study of fish po, ang sagot is ichthyology. Okay, letter B. Ito po yung branch of science po na nagsastudy ng mga fish. Si helminthology po is study of parasitic worms. Si Chondroctites is yan yung member of the diverse group po sa mga cartilaginous fishes, including po yung mga sharks, yung mga stingrays at other chimerias. Ornithology naman, yan yung branch sa zoology na nagdi-deal po ng study of birds. So, study of fish, ichthyology. Number 17. The process involved in the production of mRNA using DNA as template is termed as what? Transcription, replication, gene manipulation, or reverse transcription. So, ang process po na nag-involve sa pag-produce ng mRNA na gamit po at gamitan po si DNA is what we call transcription. Okay, transcription po. Kasi, during po sa transcription, meron tayong tinatawag na isang enzyme. Diba, remember yun or na-familiar nyo po yung RNA polymerase. Ito po yung nagbabind sa specific region po sa DNA molecule na nagsisynthesize ng complementary RNA molecule using the DNA sequence as template po. Okay? Template po. At si RNA molecule dito, meron tayong tinatawag na mRNA, di ba? Yung messenger RNA. At siya yung nagkikerry po ng genetic information na galing sa DNA patungo po sa ribosomes na afterwards ginagamit po si template dito para sa protein synthesis. So, ang sagot po dito, pag DNA template, transcription po. Transcription. Number 18. What is the most abundant inorganic compound in the protoplasm? Ano po ang pinaka-abundant inorganic compound sa protoplasm? Ang sagot po dito is letter D po, water. Okay? Water po ang pinakamadaming abundant po siyang inorganic compound po sa protoplasm kasi it accounts for 70 to 90% of the total weight po sa living cells. That is why our body needs water every day, di ba? So, kasi essential po talaga si water sa mga different biological processes, including yung metabolism, transport, at saka support. Let's have number 90. Which is the richest type of tropical rainforest in the Philippines? Is it A, Molawi forest, dipterocarp forest, mangrove forest, or pine forest? Pag sa Philippines po, tropical rainforest yun, at saka mas rich po si dipterocarp forest. Okay? Kasi yung mga forest po natin, dominated po siya ng mga dipterocarp trees. Noon po sila na matataas, straight po yung trunks, at saka pwede siya magiging timber po. Ginagamit na natin as kahoy po. Okay? At si dipterocarp forest naman, home po siya ng mga very diverse range of flora and fauna po. Including po yung mga rare, yung mga uncommon, at saka mga endangered species of animals. Number 20. What muscle is described as involuntary? Hindi saturated at saka may single nucleus. Okay? Anong muscle po ito? Okay? Pag involuntary, hindi striated at mayroong single nucleus, ang sagot po is smooth muscle po. Okay? Smooth muscle. Let's have 21. Which of the following is not considered as a reproductive cell? Is it A, gamete, somatic cell, egg cell, or sperm cell? Sino po sa kanila ang hindi reproductive cell? Sino po? Si somatic cell po. Hindi po considered si somatic cell na isang reproductive cell kasi si somatic cells are any cells other than the reproductive cells which are involved in the growth and maintenance of the body. Okay? Hindi po siya reproductive cell, si somatic cell. Number 23. The cell wall of plant is made up of what? Pag walls plant or plant walls po, ang sagot natin is cellulose. Pag plant cell wall, cellulose po siya. Number 24. Which of the following is the correct sequence of the level of organization from lowest to highest? Okay, lowest to highest po. Siyempre, sino pinaka-lowest? Diba? Si cell. Okay, so ikes na po si B at saka si D. Anong next ni cells? Siyempre, si tissues. So, ang sagot dito is letter C. Cells, tissues, organs, and system. Last number